Hello students, welcome back to another session of object-oriented programming. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate the one-dimensional, two-dimensional arrays used in Java. Let us go to the demonstration. Well, I have already created a project named ArrayPRG, and we have the default main class here, and we are going to make a code here. So let's have a array declaration. So in the main method, I'll just declare the main array. For example, I'm going to have integer array a. So this is a way to declare the array. So we will use the primitive data type or any object and following with any array identifier and followed with the subscript. Okay, so either you can declare this way, or the subscript can be put near to the data type or near to the object. So both way we can able to declare, and once we declared, we have to create an array. Okay, so creating array should be using the array identifier. We have to use new keyword, and in this we have to use whatever the data type that we have, and within the bracket we should say whatever the size of array we want. For example, I say 10 elements. So this can also be declared in a single line. If we want to mention within the same line, you can also say with the same line like this. So our data type, the array subscript, and the array identifier equals new operator and our data type, and whatever the size of element or array size we want, we can give here. Okay, and as you know, the array subscript can be put either near to the data type or after the array identifier. Both the syntax are allowed. Now this is a way that we create an array. So now this is for creating an array. How we are going to assign the values? So if you are going to say array always starts with a 0, element 0, so we can assign any integer value only. So since it is the array is declared as integer type, we can assign only integer type. So this is a way to assign the value. Okay, so the same way we can assign for all subscript up to AF 9. So we can assign up to this. Okay, so now at present we have assigned for 2 elements only. So the same way we can say AF1, AF2 up to 9. So because array starts with 0, it can be go up to 9 because total elements are 10. So if you are, once you are assigned, how you are going to print the value? By using this. For example, I am going to get the value. I'm asking to print, for example, AF 0. So what will be there? The assigned value, that is 100, will be there. The same way, we can also print AF 1. So this is directly without using loop. I just directly assign the value, and I am going to print the value. So now I am trying to show the value. I started execution. So let us see the answer. So whatever the value assigned here, so the same way we can also assign for AF1, 2 up to other remaining values. So total we are assigned, we can use 10 elements starting from 0 to 9. So 9, sorry, I said 1 only, no? So 1 is nothing, 1 is not assigned. So if you are going to say 9, okay, other element will come because I said 1, I typed 1, so we are getting the value. If you are going to say any other elements, no other values are assigned, so we will get 0. Okay, so this is a way that we are assigning the values and we are able to access the value. This is accessing value. Okay, get the value. So this is one way of creating an array here and assigning the value here. Okay, and we can access the element like this, and we can also use a looping. Okay, instead of accessing assigning individually, You can also use for loop. For example, I'm using for loop. I'm going to say for I is my variable. I'm starting with 0 because array starts with element 0. I, for example, less than, I'm going to say up to up to 9 elements. So I will say less than only, less than 10. So I plus plus, every time I'm getting increment with I. So now we can assign the value here. Okay. So what I can say is I will place the I variable here. So first time I value is 0. So I is 0. 0 is we can give any value. For example, I plus some value or I value, any value we can assign. For example, I plus or multiplies or any value. Maybe I will say I plus 100. So from 100 onward it's going. So I is 0. 0 plus 100, 100 will be there. In the 0th element, 100 will be there. So now once this is executed, next I will just remove this one. Okay. So what will happen in the loop? I will get increment. So I is 1 less than 10. So condition true. So 1. A of 1 is 1 plus 100. So 101 will be there in the A of 1. In the same way, it will go up to the 9 element. So when it reaches 10 less than 10, condition false, the loop will be terminated. So what will happen? A of 0 is 100, A of 1 is 101, up to 109 it will be assigned. Okay, the same way we can also use the loop to print the value. So we can call the loop for printing. This is another loop I am making for printing, in which we can ask the I variable in the array where to print the value. Okay, so we are using the loop to print the value. I'm going to execute. So whatever the value is assigned, that will be printed from 100 to 109. Okay. So using the loop, if you are going to have huge amount of data, looping is the better way to assign and deal with the array. Okay. So this is a way that we assign and manage our values. If we have huge amount, looping is better. Okay. Another way of accessing the value is we have for each loop. We can go with the for each. Okay. We are going to say what is that integer value. Maybe we have to say some variable. I can say, for example, I variable or any variable, and then whatever the array value we have. Okay. And then we are going to use the loop to print. Okay. So I'm going to print using loop, but our iteration value is I here, so we can say simply I. So it will be printed with the value. If you want, we can give some gap here or something. For our understanding, I am going to have here some gap. I will just represent that because the same value is going to be printed, and I am just separating by some lines. So for each loop is also going to do the same. Okay. So it is another way of printing the values. So whatever that we printed using for loop, we can also use to access through for each. So this is by using for loop. So the same value we used to receive through the for each loop. This is the easiest way to access the data. So for each, whatever the data type we have for the array, and we will initiate whatever the iteration value we want, and in which we are going to have the actual array value. So array value will be obtained and stored in the iteration value. So that iteration we are printing here, then we will receive the value. So this is the way to work with the single dimensional. And one more syntax is also there, without creating an array. Okay, this is creating array. Okay, there is another way of working with array. Let me use the command line here. So without using what do you call the array creation, we can directly assign the value. So assigning value is just a block here. I'm directly going to assign the value. Okay, we can assign the value directly. For example, I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, something. Some numbers we directly assigned. Okay, directly we assigned totally 7 numbers. So what could be the total length? Okay, so totally we have 7. Okay, so to work with this number, we know that there is 7 Okay, so I can say up to 7, okay, equals, or I can say 8, okay. So 0 to, no, 0 to 7 totally, how many are there? Total of 7 number only here. So once it is started 0, so it is going up to now no equals here, okay, less than 7 only, okay, because it starts with 0, no, so need not have less than equals up to 0 to 6 only, okay. So let us check this. So it will be assigned in the same way, but we are using the other way of assigning the value. So we have assigned totally 7 elements here, okay, and we using the same way, using the for loop we printed the value, and for each we printed the value. What is the difference thing we did is we used the other way of assigning the value, mean directly we declared the array and we directly assigned the value without using new operator. That is, this is enumerated data item, okay. We directly use the enumerated data item to store the value. So the same way we can also go with different type of arrays, okay. It is an integer type. If you are going to have different type, that is also possible. In previous to this, I will show one more thing. For example, if you are going to have huge amount of data in which you may not know the length. So as I know personally, I just mentioned that I have totally 7 elements, so I use the loop like this. What I will do, there is another way. Using this array, there is a length method, okay. Using the length method, we can able to access a value. So length will decide how many number of elements are there. So this is without specifying the number of elements, we can able to access the same thing, okay. We can, if you know the length, we can mention. Otherwise we can call the length method, which brings a number of elements to the loop, okay. The same, this length method will also work for the same like previous. I'm just hiding, commenting this present one, and I'm starting with the previous one, okay. So in which we don't assign the value, right? So I will go for assigning value, okay. I will go for assigning value. So in which assigning value also I will go up to the length. So I will assign the value up to the length. So it will go up to the length. So totally 10 elements. So starting from 0 to 9 element will go. And I am also asking to print the same value. So the same thing, but instead of specifying the number, we use the length method. So length method works well, okay. So length method works well. So array length can be identified and can be used. And one more thing I want to show is I would like to show different data types. So I will just comment this one, and I will use, for example, string data type, okay. For example, the same array I will say, I will directly initiate the value. For example, this is 1, this is 2. You can have a number of elements, that's up to us. For example, 3, let it be like this, okay. So we have string data here, okay. So if you are going to have string data, mean how do you going to, so it's already assigned now, this loop is not needed. So I will just use command line here. We can directly first of all print, okay. We can directly print. So printing is when you are going to use for loop, there is no issue, because it is just we are calling through the index. But for each loop, what is the data type? That is a string type. So we have to use string type only, okay. So now it will work. So 1, 2, 3 will be printed in using the for loop as well as using for each loop, okay. And if you are going to use the same idea for assigning the value, for example, assigning value directly, you can also use a loop, okay. But the data type value you have to assign through what do you call the string value, okay. Let me uncomment this one, okay. I will just try to assign different value, or we can overlap the value, no worries, or we can use another array. Maybe I will create another array. I will go for a string. I will go for creating a new array, string of, maybe I will say some 3 element or 5 element. I will just finish, okay. Now I am going to assign the value. So what we have to do is we have to make something like, for example, I will say This is value. We have to concatenate something for assigning because it requires string value plus ISA. So value 1, value 2, value 3 will be there. So value 0, starting from 0 to the length. So 0 to 4 will be value 0, value 1 up to value 4 will go. And the same thing I am expecting to print here. Okay. And here also the same thing will go. Let's see. So value 0 to value 4 will be printed. Okay. So using the string, I just assigned the array, single dimensional array, and we assigned the value. Okay. Previous one was directly assigned the value. The other one is using new operator we created. We declared and created the array. So these are all about single dimensional array. Okay, so almost I try to explain all the perspectives of the single dimensional. Now if we have double dimensional, for example, let me go back to, or I can comment this one. Okay, I can comment all this. I will go to other lines and comment all this. I will go to create a new array. For example, I will say integer. If you have double subscript, we have 2 subscript, and that is going to create a 2-dimensional array. So integer, first specify the row, number of rows. That may be, for example, I say 5 rows, and I say, for example, column, number of column is denoting in the second subscript. For example, column 2 is, for example, 2 I am saying. Number of column is 2 column. Okay, that's up to us, number of rows and columns. Okay, first one is the row, second is, so I can say row, column. So row, column wise we are fixing. So if you are going to assign the value, so what we have to do is we need 2 looping. So I will say for example, an integer, or I can say row. Row is the value. So starting from 0, row less than what is that, a, and then we can go up to the length, right? So either you can use the length, or you can specify the number directly. What is the number of rows? So both way we can use. Column will be set in the length, no? Length will specify the column, no? So row cannot be identified by length. So we have to say up to the 5. So column can be identified by length, okay, number of columns, but row cannot be identified. So we have to specify the condition here. Okay. So what is that, row plus plus. So every time we are incrementing the row. So we are going with the column now. So integer column is starting from 0 to column less than, we can say, what is that, array a dot length we can say, because it can identify the length, or otherwise we can also say that up to totally 2 elements. So I less than column less than 2. Okay, that is also possible. Column plus plus, I am incrementing the column. Okay, so what will happen, we can assign the value. Okay, so for example, I am going to say a of row, then column is, for example, I will say column, row plus column. For example, I say row plus column, both the value we can add. Okay, both the value we can add here. So now we assigned the value here. So what we assigned, we can also print the value. Okay, how it is going to be executed? So row is 0 first of all. Once row is 0, row 0 less than 5, condition true. Then coming to the next looping, column is 0. So first time, so column less than column length is 2, condition true. So now row is going to assign the value. So row is 0, column is 0. So 0 plus 0 is 0, and then column will be incremented. Column 1 length with 2, condition true. So row is 0, column 1, 0 plus 1, 1. 1 is assigned to the column 1. So row 0 with the column 1 is the value 1. Now column incremented, column is 2, 2 less than 2, condition false, loop terminates. So now going to the first loop, what will happen? Row will be incremented. Row is row was previously 0, now row will be incremented to 1. 1 less than 5, is true, then coming to the next line, that is column is 0. So column 0, 0 less than 2, condition true. So row is 1, column is 0. So 1 plus 0 is assigned to 1 plus 0 is 1, 1 is assigned to the row 1, column 0 value. Okay, so now column is incremented, and then column 1 less than 2, condition true. So what will happen? Row 1, column 1 is 1 plus 1, 2. 2 is assigned. So in the same way, it is going to accomplish a job. Okay, let us print and see the value. And also we can organize as like matrix value, and then we can also see the value. Let me print on this value. Let me print on A of row, then column. Okay, now this is going to print the row only, right? We will just make an arrangement of printing. This will be printing in we can print it in the same line, so that column will be printed in the same line. Okay, and every time if we want, we can also give the space. Let us first of all print the value. We will see all, and then we can arrange the value. Excuse me, something happened. Let me print once again, execute once again. Some index problem is there. Out of index is coming there. Yeah, 0 column plus. Okay, where is the problem here? Row is getting increment, column. So column value, let me first of all fix here directly to, we will change. The looping problem is there. Okay, let me print up to 2. So there is an index issue. So it is printed like this. So it is related to the index issue. And now we can just separately print the length, what it says. It is saying about the row or column. A dot length, we ask what it says, we will see. It is talking about the rows or columns. So 5, it is coming about the row only. Excuse me, let me print line. Okay, it is talking about the 5. Okay, that means it is not about, I'm sorry, yeah, it's 5. I thought it is going for, yeah. So it is all about the row, not about the column. Okay, so we have to say here, so this will be accepting. Okay, it's not about the row, but it is column. Okay, sorry, not about the column, it's all about the row. So if we are going to say about a dot length, it will accept. Okay, I'm sorry about. So now it's working. Okay, it's all about the length. Will say about the row only, not the column. Okay, so now I want to print as it is, as expected matrix. Okay, matrix value I will try to print. So every time if it is going like this, once I will just open one group of statement here. I will just make one print line, so that it will print in the next line. Okay, I'm putting print line just simply, so that I am expecting it to print in the next line. Okay, so let's see. So this is the first value, 0, then 1, first loop. So first this is row 1 with column 0. This is column 1. So row 1, this is row 2. Row 2, column 0, column 1. So this is row 3, column 0, column 1. Okay. So in that way it is printed. Let's see here, adjust our column. Let's increase our column. For example, I will make a 5 cross 5 matrix. Okay, I will go up to 5. Let's see here, I will increase the column, so it will go up to the 5 cross 5 length. Okay, let's see the same thing. So it is printed like this, 5 values. So column is increased. Okay, so if you want to have a space, here, So we can also give one space here. Okay, if we are going to have one space, we will give a space for every time, or tab space. You can give a tab space to give the value, so that we will get fine output. Okay, so the matrix value printed like this. Okay, so we can understand that now the looping. Okay, this is our value. Now we can understand this value, how it is coming. Okay, so first value, as you know, that column 0 0 0 0 is both 0 0 is arrived. So based on the column and row, the values are arrived. Okay, so we can see that 0 0 is 0, 0 1 is 1, 0 2 is 2, like that. Next, row is 1, so value from row 1, so all other values are added. So row is 1, so other values added accordingly. Okay, row is 2, starting from 2, all other values added. Row is 3, so all other values added accordingly. Row is 4, all other values added. Okay, so this is a way that we are going to work with the two-dimensional. If we are going to have more than this array, that means if two subscripts are there, it is called two-dimensional, or you can also say it is multi-dimensional. If you want to have one more subscript, then it becomes another, you are going to have another dimension here to declare. Okay, so in the same way you can have n number of array in the same way. And thank you very much for watching this video.